I want to talk about a model or framework that's been really helpful to me in improving how I show up in my relationships. I call it the 3-layer model. The top layer is story or narrative. The middle layer is emotion or feeling. The bottom layer is physical sensation. So let's start at the bottom. The bottom layer is the most true or real explanation of what's actually happening at the moment. And it's what is happening in my body right now. So one of the things that I often experience in my relationship is a sense of aloneness or abandonment when my partner doesn't want to be with me, doesn't want to spend time with me, doesn't want to pay attention to me. That feels like a yawning, empty void inside me. And so that's the physical sensation. But most of us don't really live in physical sensation most of the time. We instantly go to interpretation. And the first interpretation is emotion. So I start with this uncomfortable physical sensation in my body, and I instantly interpret it into I'm being abandoned, I'm alone, I'm sad. Those are my emotional interpretations of my physical sensation. The next layer of interpretation is I feel this because that's the story or narrative. And so if the first layer is physical sensation, the second is emotion, and the third is story. The truth is most of us live in the story layer most of the time. So when we think about our relationships, we're often thinking about cause and effect. We're thinking about timelines. We're thinking about, I feel this because my partner did something or said something. So if you come out of story into emotion, instead of saying, I feel something because, just shorten that to, I feel angry, I feel sad, I feel lonely, I feel abandoned. And it takes away some of this context, and that's useful because the context isn't always true. There's a certain amount of truth to why I feel what I feel, but there's also a certain amount of imagination or illusion there. And so it's useful to just come down to what do I actually feel? But even more useful is to come down to what do I feel in my body? That's the sensation layer. And that's what's most true and most accurate about any given situation.